Have you ever wondered why some people crush every goal they set and everything they touch turns into gold while others struggle to get ahead? Today, I'm going to reveal my personal 6 rules to success. The same rules that have pushed me to win medals in the Virtual World Championships, to coach athletes to World Championship and Olympic podiums, lead the best team of the season where I got this trophy from, and becoming a top earner in the network marketing industry. So, if you're ready to unlock your potential and claim this treasure of knowledge, keep watching to the very end, because this is going to be a game changer for you. I also know that many of you might not go through the first step, because the first rule is about facing the truth. And I know many people don't like to face the truth. They like to live in the bubble of an illusion. So come to me on the board and we will draw out the map that will help you to succeed. First step, as I said, is your starting point. You. And every journey is starting at a specific point, and you need to be aware where you really are. If you don't know where you're starting, you might get into a totally wrong direction in your journey, and everything you want to do is built on a lie. And I want to do something really powerful with you. Grab your phone, put it on selfie mode, go real close, look into the green spot, and take a selfie. And then look at the picture. Look into your eyes and ask yourself where I am really in my life. How is my relationships? How is my finances looking? How is my business doing? How is my network marketing organization really looking like? Is it sustainable? Do I have the leaders I need to build to the next level or not? And I hope that when you are answering yourself these questions, you're 100% honest with yourself. I had to do the same about 9 years ago. Because when I started my second network marketing company, I hit a very high leadership title already after 2 weeks. But it was just a title. The organization behind that title was far from being a sustainable organization to keep that title over months and having a solid foundation to keep building from there. So I had to face the truth back then. And actually it took me more than half a year to build the organization according to the title, to have it rock solid, to have it sustainable, filled with customers, to have the foundation to build from there even to the next rank. So don't get me wrong. Whenever you have the chance to hit a new title in your company, go for it, hit it, because it sends a strong signal to your team and the entire organization, maybe to the entire company when you hit a new title. But also be aware that it might take a couple of weeks or maybe even a couple of months to really build a sustainable organization behind that title. The challenge is, if you're living in the illusion of an artificial rank, it will be really hard to build from there. And this brings us already to rule number 2, knowing where you want to go. After reflecting on your actual situation, you also need to know where you want to go. You need to know your goals. What is your goal? And be very specific. Write it down in every detail you can just imagine. Because I know one thing, vague goals, if you're not crystal clear about your goal, will also bring back results. So think of it like a motorboat. You have a motorboat on a lake and you don't steer it to a specific destination. The motorboat will just go in circles, making a lot of noise, burning a lot of energy, but not getting to any meaningful destination. So what you have to do is you need to know exactly where you want to go with your motorboat. Then steer it to this particular direction. By doing this, you actually can move forward with clarity, certainty, and purpose. Me personally, I'm constantly reflecting on my goals. Yearly goals, quarterly goals, monthly goals, weekly goals, daily goals. To be aware where I really want to go. Because one thing I can promise you, if you don't know where you want to go, you will most likely end up in a place where you don't want to be. And when you know your starting point, where you know your goal, you will see something else. You will see that there is a gap between your starting point and your goal. And the interesting thing is, one question. How many times do you think does the average person try to close this gap? And the sad truth is, less than 1 time. Crazy, right? I know you are not this kind of person. You're on your pursuit to your goals to improve the quality of your life. But the average person tries less than 1 time. And why? Because they are afraid to fail. They are afraid that they cannot achieve the goal. They are afraid that they will not reach it. And what that would tell them is that they are not good enough. And this would hurt. But they're only not good enough if you try once, fail once, and that was it. My proposal to you is to try something to close the gap. If it doesn't work, try something else. Try as long, as often as you need to reach your goal. And I want to tell you one more thing. Many people believe that success is this straight incline, right? The truth is, success looks much more like this. The path to success is full of obstacles and challenges. And in every low point, here, you need to know why. Why do you want to close this gap? As Mr. Jim Rohn said, reasons comes first, answers come second. What he meant is that if you have strong enough reasons, you will find here, an answer to keep going. So make sure you have a strong enough why. Because at the moment, when the challenge you're facing in your pursuit of your goal is bigger than your why, you're going to quit. That's a given. And I promise you, the universe will test you. You know, for example, if here you made the decision, I'm gonna see it through. I'm going to go full-time into network marketing. I'm gonna build this business amazing. I'm gonna close this gap. The universe will throw a couple of curveballs on you and will test you how serious you are in your commitment. And if your why is not strong enough, you're going to quit. But if your reasons are strong in here, you will just say, give me your best shot because I got this covered. I'm ready. I'm gonna see it through. And this brings us to rule number 4. And rule number 4 is all about transformation. It's about the question, who do you need to become to attract this goal into your life? Because success is not built on an accident. Success is something you attract by the person you become. And I had an advantage when I started in network marketing, because from my experience, from a high professional sports coach, I knew that an Olympic champion and a world champion, those athletes, they have certain traits. They have certain skill sets, mindsets. They have a certain body shape they bring with them. And this was always the role model. And what an athlete is doing is developing himself to the person who brings all this with him. And then you're ready to become an Olympic champion. So what I did when I started network marketing was exactly the same. I created this avatar, the avatar of a top leader in this industry. I was reading the books. I was studying what top leaders in this industry are doing. You know, how they are thinking, how they are talking, and how they are acting. And there were 3 major things I want to share with you. And these were the big ones. First is what I saw, that every top leader in this industry had a period in their career where they put in massive action. But just in every day, they were really working hard on building their business. And not just for a day or a week, they did it over a long period of time, over a couple of years. Massive action. Every top leader in this industry. The second trait I saw is that they had a mindset of constant and never-ending improvement, meaning that they were committed to continuously learning, improving themselves, unleashing their full potential, and doing this every single day. The third thing, and I think that is maybe the most important one, what I saw is that every top leader in this industry, they show up. They show up to themselves, to becoming that person. They show up on every little training. They show up on all the hotel meetings. They show up on all the big company events. They just have an attitude of showing up and facing whatever it takes to close the gap between where they are right now and where they really want to be. And I can tell you one thing, success leaves clues. So if you don't know which traits or attitudes you need in your company to make it to the top ranks, go and connect to the top leaders of your company. Ask them for advice. What kind of books they recommend, which seminars you should attend, which trainings are important, to whom you should become. Because it is not just about doing more in that journey. It's also about becoming more. And this brings us to rule number 5. Consistent action. Because success isn't built overnight. You know, from high professional sports, I know that it is all these little things you do every single day that are adding up over a long period of time and making the difference between winning and losing. So I'm a huge fan of marginal gains, adding up all these little pieces to make the difference if you're going to reach your goal or not. I like to say, change your habits, change your life. And by that I mean that you need to implement routines in your daily life to develop to that person. That means the question here is, how can you become the person who attracts your goal into your life? And this is by implementing routines into your daily life. And the best way to do that is in the morning and at night. Because during the day, the chance to getting distracted or to having an extra appointment, an extra phone call, something else with coming up with the kids is too high that you can really implement a routine every single day. So what I like to do is morning routines and evening routines. In the morning, I like to go into gratitude first, reflect on my goals, get my mindset and my attitude set for the day, and take care about my physical well-being. At night, it is more about personal development, reading books, articles, newsletters, or even writing a book, what I'm doing at the moment, and reflecting on the appointments for the upcoming days, reflecting on the priorities for the next days, all these things that keeps you more organized and makes you sleep very well when you know you have everything prepared for the next day. So these are the 2 times where I believe you have a chance to make that transformation into that person that will attract your goal into your life. Because remember this, what you do daily is who you become. So now that we have talked about your start, your goal, your reasons to close the gap, who can attract this goal into your life and how can you become that person, make that transformation happen, you have a plan laid out for your journey to close the gap. And with this, we're coming to rule number 6. Asking yourself a simple but powerful question. And the question is, are you willing to pay the price? Because let me tell you, success comes with a price, but so comes failure. The difference is just, for success, you pay the price up front. For failure, you pay it later. So you need to decide, are you willing to commit to your routines, to show up every single day, to do what is necessary to transform to that person to attract your goal? Or are you willing to pay the price of failure later when you're not able to close the gap? The question might also be, what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to change in your life? Because if you keep doing what you're doing, you will stay where you are. So what are you willing to give up to get what you want to have? Because I can tell you one thing, without commitment, success will always be out of reach. So these were my personal 6 rules to success. Reflecting on your situation, figuring out where you really want to be, finding good enough reasons to keep going the whole journey, knowing to whom you need to transform and figuring out the way how you can make these improvements on your personality. And finally asking yourself, are you willing to pay the price? So I hope you got a really nice map. Think about it. Take your time, 2, 3, 4 hours to really lay out that map for your next step in your business. So, and if you think this video was helpful for you to close the gap between where you are right now and where you want to be, share it with another person you know who wants to close the gap. Subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and take care. Bye bye. See you in the next video.